NASA launches innovative moon probe, CBS News. KBSNews.com, CBS Evening News, CBS This Morning, 48 hours, 60 minutes, Sunday morning, Face the Nation. Video. U.S. World. Politics. Entertainment. Health. Money Watch. C-Tech. Crime. Sports. More. Blogs The Feed Battleground The WH. Webshow 60 Overtime Face-to-Face. Resources Mobile Radio Local. Login. Join KBSNews.com. Sign in with profile. Manage my newsletter subscriptions. Update my email address. Change my password. Log out. By William Harwood, CBS News /September 7, 2013, 1:36 a.m. NASA launches innovative moon probe. Play CBS News video. Updated September 7, 2013, 1:37 a.m. at lighting up the night sky with a trail of fiery exhaust. An Orbital Sciences Minotaur 5 rocket blazed away from the Virginia coast late Friday, boosting a small NASA probe into an extreme elliptical orbit to set up a leisurely month-long flight to the moon. The goal of the innovative mission is to study the moon's ultra-thin atmosphere and solve a long-standing mystery: how trace amounts of the pervasive dust that blankets the lunar surface get suspended above the surface, looking to Apollo astronauts like long streamers extending toward space. The $280 million Lunar Atmosphere and Dust Environment Explorer, or LADEE, mission got off to a sky-lighting start 11:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time (GMT) for Friday, when the first stage of its solid-fuel Minotaur 5 rocket ignited with a brilliant rush of flame. Quickly climbing away from the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport at NASA's Wallops Island Flight Facility, the Orbital Sciences Corporation rocket put on a dramatic show, spewing a long trail of white-hot exhaust as it accelerated away to the east. The first three stages of the rocket were made up of Peacekeeper ICBM solid-fuel motors to boost the LADEE spacecraft out of the dense lower atmosphere. Because of U.S.-Russian treaty requirements, retired Peacekeeper hardware can only be launched from Alaska, California and Wallops Island. All three Peacekeeper stages appeared to fire normally, boosting the spacecraft to an altitude of around 222 miles. After a short coast, a commercially developed Star 48B motor ignited to continue the push to space. After another coast, the fifth stage fired small thrusters to impart a stabilizing spin, and the Star 37FM fifth stage motor ignited about a minute later to put the LADEE spacecraft into a highly elliptical orbit. The goal was a low point, or perigee, of around 124 miles and a high point, or apogee, of more than 172,000 miles. The LADEE spacecraft separated from the fifth stage about 24 minutes after liftoff, flying on its own for the remainder of the mission. Telemetry indicated the spacecraft was healthy and in course. "Godspeed in your journey to the moon, LADEE," an engineer said over the flight control audio loop. "It's a great day for NASA, for Orbital, for the country, to be quite honest," NASA Administrator Charles Bolden said a few minutes before liftoff. "It's a very important mission, because we've never studied dust on the surface of the moon, or, as thin as it is, the atmosphere of the moon. So this will give us a lot of information about the moon itself, but also some information about the structure of the solar system. If all goes well, the spacecraft will use onboard thrusters to refine its trajectory during 3.5 trips around the Earth, putting the high point of the orbit close enough to the moon for lunar gravity to take over, pulling the spacecraft in. A major firing by LADEE's onboard rocket engine will complete the job. Flight controllers plan to spend about a month checking out the spacecraft's systems, calibrating its instruments and testing an experimental laser communications system. Assuming no problems crop up, the spacecraft will be commanded to drop down to an extremely low altitude, between 12 and 37 miles above the lunar surface, to begin a 3-month mission to study the moon's tenuous, ultra-thin atmosphere and the dust that blankets the terrain and occasionally gets